It's Thursday, July 23rd of 2006. It's Eastern Standard Time. I want to go back to the interview that Warren Hudson gave. Okay. Now, Warren Hudson gave an interview on Officer Tatum's channel. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys said yesterday the audio was muffled. Okay. I did not muffle the audio. Okay. I don't know who muffled the audio. So I want to play this and I want to tell you where I'm going to stop at. We're going to stop. There is an omission in this video. Part one, there's a couple omissions that Warren gave. So we're going to start this again since people were saying it was muffled. Okay. So I'm going to play it. Okay. And then we're going to stop it where I need to stop it. Okay. Now, Warren talks about his best friend, Nolan Xavier Wells, right? He talks about how he goes out on the boat, how he was preparing the boat. In the second video, he talks about the tide and all this other stuff. First of all, Warren, that is a adult speaking those terms. Okay, because Warren wouldn't know about, if anybody been on a boat, you have to know about the tide, you have to know about the weather, okay? And whoever sat down with Warren to coach him on what to say knew about the tide, knew about the water and all that. Because if you go to the part two, he's very Pacific. That's something a child would not be Pacific at. Okay, even if he was an avid boater, because he was drinking that day. He was intoxicated. Hey, Loretta. Okay, so we're going to play this video. And we're going to look at some things. And we're going to stop and dissect this video. Because I was told that my videos were very muffled. I don't know why they were muffled. I did not muffle. My sound is all the way up. If you guys can hear me, can you send me a heart, please? Okay. So, Officer Tatum. Okay. I will be pulling cards like I pulled cards yesterday. We're going to visit the part one. Okay. You can hear me? Okay. Send the hearts if you guys can hear me. So, there was adults on the boat. Okay. For sure. Warren Hudson omission. He had an omission where he said, okay, there was adults on the boat. Okay. Now, I've been on boats all my life. One thing about people that operate boats, hey Janice, they have to know about the water condition that day. They also have to know about, like, not just the water, the wind, okay? The most important thing is the water and the wind when you're on a boat, okay? You're navigating a boat. There's two things you have to know about, and it's the water and the wind, the tides and all that, okay? I've been on boats. Like I said, I grew up in Florida and Pennsylvania, okay? Been on boats all my life, okay? The way he's talking about the boats and the water, part two, we're going to do a part two. We're going to go right into this. We're not going to be on this long. Okay, we're just going to tap into the energy. And let me get these two just in case I need to bring these out. And this one. Okay, I think that's the only. Okay, here we go. We're going to play the video. And I'm going to stop where I need to stop. People said it was muffled. Okay, I did not muffle my sound. I don't know who muffled my sound.
So, Warren, I'm going to ask you some very pointed questions. I mean, just straight out. The first thing I want to ask you is, did you kill Nolan? All right, Warren, we had a chance to get to know each other over the last, 2 days when I was on Long Island. So I've had an opportunity to talk to you about a few things. And the things that you've told me have literally blown my mind. But the world haven't had a chance yet to hear your story, to hear Nolan's story through you, through his friend. And it's not just you.
Okay, we're not listening to just the words. We're also paying attention to the body language. Okay, so in the beginning of the video, he's saying, Nolan, Xavier Wells. No, most of it was clear, Jen. It was just two small areas that sound muffled. Okay, it could hear very clearly exact information you're being shared with us. Okay, so when he first asked him, did he know Nolan? And Nolan was his friend. Okay, which he should have let he should have let Warren talk. He should have just listened. It was like he was directing him. Okay, you do not direct the conversation. You let the person. You're the interviewer. You're talking to the person. You let the person talk. The first thing I noticed is when if you watch the beginning of part 1, he does where he's like swallowing his throat. Okay, so that tells me he doesn't even want to be there. Okay, he does not want to be there, but his family's making him be there to do this interview. So I'm going to tell you where I stopped the video.
It's a bunch of y'all, but some of the other guys were afraid because of the threats and the violence that's been threatened against their lives.
Okay, first of all, the family's lawyered up day 1. There was no threats to the family's life. Okay, they lured up because they know the truth. Okay, and they do not want their children to go to jail. That's why they lured up. Okay, there was no threats. Who's going to make threats if nobody even knows what's going on? Okay, all we know is Xavier Wells is missing. That's all we know. Okay, we don't know how he died. We don't know nothing. All we know is he's missing. They're trying to find him. Obviously, they were on that water July 4th, July 5th. And they found his body on Monday. Okay, so I believe, off the readings that I'm doing, that his body was placed there because they already been on that water and his body was not on that water. So if they've been out there on the 4th and 5th and then they went around the whole island, they didn't see a body, that means his body was not there. So we can throw out that he drowned it in that body of water. He was too close to the shore. When I used the pendulum, it went to the exact direction where his body was at. Okay? So let's listen and I'll tell you what I'm seeing.
But you decided that you wanted to take this bold step and give a statement and, get your side out here. And I want to start at the very beginning of all of this and ask you, what was your relationship like with Nolan? Who was he to you?
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. We talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends. And, Nolan was like a brother to me. And Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. There's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Mm-hmm. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times, was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, Nolan. That's when Nolan and I got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class.
Okay, he's telling the truth about him and Nolan got very close during the COVID year. He's telling the truth about him being friends. There's deceptions, and I'm gonna tell you where the deceptions are.
That's all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we get a Waffle House once a week together, eat, and I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, and hang out around us, but never, I was never around Nolan's parents.
Okay, he's saying that he was never around Nolan's parents, but Nolan's stepfather would swing by and hang with them. Okay, so let's see Nolan's stepfather's energy. So what I'm getting out of this is he's definitely lying. Nolan was definitely alive. Okay. The phone is the key to this case. Also, he was rugged. Okay. And this boy was drinking. Imprisonment came out twice. Okay. The reason why they made him do this interview, the parents made him do this interview, is because of they know that people are looking at him as the perpetrator, the one that was involved, knows what's going on. So his parents made him do this. If you read his body language, he felt very uncomfortable. He looked like he was on something. But if you read the body language, he puts his leg up on his other leg and he moves his shoulder. In the beginning, he clears it's like he's clearing his throat to make sure whatever he says is directly what he was told to say. Okay.
Parents a lot, but I mean, that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as anyone else. So,
And walk me through the day of 4th of July where you guys were all going out.
right.
This seems like something that I would assume that may have occurred more than just this year.
Yeah, of course.
Was it something that you guys did more than just this year? It's a 2-part question. I want to know, is it something that you guys typically did together? Did you hang out often in this fashion? And then I want you to then walk me through 4th of July this year when the incident happened.
Okay. Being from the Gulf Coast, there's a boating and fishing is very, very popular. The 4th of July, every year, my friends and I, or my family and I, are out on the water. I mean, that's the one day is guaranteed everybody's going out. And that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or, people go to Ship Island. But most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast.
Okay, he says people go to Ship Island. Let me write this down. He names 3 islands that are important to this case. So we know Horn Island is one. Ship Island. And I think it's Bayou. Let him keep talking.
To Horn Island. And, we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year. And he was, this was a common thing. My friends go on the boat when we're home. Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat. Not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like to do it all, on the water, And Nolan loved to do that too. I mean, he was not like anyone. He was just like everyone else.
Okay, he's not lying about that. That is the truth and the energy. Okay, that they like to go on the boat. They like to go to the islands.
Also, our friend group, he loved to go on the water and have a good time with the guys, and that's what we did a lot. But 4th of July, everybody was out there. Like I said, Nolan was always trying to go on the boat, trying to go out there with us, and he was always welcome to come. Nolan was always out there with us, and but started 4th of July. My buddies and I had talked about this week's upcoming, You know, everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like it's a big thing.
It's a big deal.
Very, very big deal. And I mean, I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up.
Okay, he said that he stayed with Nolan that night at his buddy's house. Okay, so that would be what, July 3rd. He stayed with Nolan at a buddy's house. Now, who's the buddy's house that he stayed with? Question mark. Okay.
At my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me, and
let me go back. 450.
It's a big deal.
Very, very big deal. And I mean,
537.
Came back, and the boat was already.
Okay, he's being truthful about. He went out to McDonald's. It's on. He's putting on a show. You guys, I just touched the deck. Okay, he's putting on a show. The same energy coming out. There is remorse in his energy. He knowing he fucked up. Okay. And he's putting on a show. Okay. Now, because of a private relationship. Okay, that would be with the private relationship would be Nolan and Nolan's Nolan and his stepmother. Okay, the Judge Ashley. Okay, so. There's truth in some of this, and there's deception, okay? Pay attention to the body language, but there's something I want you guys to really pay attention, okay? There wasn't just kids on that boat that day, okay? If you go back to, there is adults. He's omission that there was adults on the boat. And the boat ramp has surveillance, so there needs to be a warrant. Okay,
Already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went, and with my buddy and we went.
Okay, so he's saying he hooked up a boat to his truck, and he also mentions Wyatt's, so we know Wyatt was there for sure.
Filled the top of the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the.
Okay, so we know he's saying that Wyatt went to put a smaller boat. So he's actually saying there was 3 boats with people on it. Okay.
Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from Fort Bayou boat launch to my buddy's grandparents.
Okay, so he's saying he drove the boat to Fort Bayou boat launch. So they need to actually go to Horn Island, Ship Island, and Fort Bayou. This is past, the sheriff in that county is not doing his job. So they definitely need to get the federal government involved in this. There's so much omission here. So he talks about going to a grandparent's home. Now I want to tell you where. So he stopped off at Fort Bayou, okay, at somebody's grandfather's home. We need to find out who the grandfather is. Let's see if I can figure out who this grandfather is. Why did they stop at Fort Bayou? Let's ask that question. We got organized crime. That's why they stopped at Fort Bayou. Let's get other clarification. Envy. Okay, and the drugs. So I feel like all of them already knew before getting there, before getting on the boat prior. This is premeditated. They already knew what was going to happen to Nolan. The only one that didn't get the memo was Nolan. Okay, so I asked, why did they go to the grandfather's house in Fort Bayou? Let's see. Who's the grandfather? Wow. This is the judge's energy. Wait a minute. So the judge, is the judge father still alive? Hold on. But he says somebody else's grandfather. But this is giving me the judge's energy. Hold on.
House, and that's where we all plan to meet up that day. And
You say we all. Who you talking about? You, Nolan, or Nolan, and how many people are going to meet you guys there?
we had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us, and so we were all following each other out there as one big group. You know, it wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, you know, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, you know. There's no telling. I mean, roughly.
Okay, I want to stop it there. He says everybody and their mom. I think it's at 7.01
on the water on, you know, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th.
He said everybody and their mom was on the water. Stop it at 7:01. There was grown adults on these boats. Hey, you guys. So the mother and father was on these boats. The judge was on the boat. He said you can stop it exactly at, I'm going to screenshot this, between 7:01 and 7:08. Okay, so there's omission that there was adults on the boat. Okay, and it's true. Okay,
The July, you know, there's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats lined up off the island. I mean, there was 3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended, until I could see of people from, I mean, there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats.
Yeah.
I mean, there was people lined up all up and down the island to where, I mean, who knows? I mean, and that wasn't just, we were parked on the north side, on the west tip. It wasn't just there. I mean, there's tons of people packed out on the south side and on the east end and in the middle of the island. But just where we were, I mean, there was easily 1,000 people. It wasn't just us.
Let's go back a little bit. I want to go back to you guys at the dock, getting on the boat. You're saying there's multiple people, probably 20 or 30 people getting on 3 boats.
Right.
What boat were you on, and what boat?
Okay, he says 20 to 30 people. Okay, he's given a specific number. Okay, obviously these kids were under the influence. Okay, so he's saying 20 to 30 people, and there was adults on the boat. Now he's omitting that he was operating one of the boats. Okay, so he's admitting that he was operating. Okay, and I don't know if he's a legal age in Mississippi to drink. Okay, those are the questions we need to ask. Does he have his operation of boat license? Okay, obviously he was intoxicated. Okay, so soon as the mother made a report, they should have went out and interviewed all of them that were on the boat. All names should be given to the sheriff department. The times, if they can remember the times that they left. And I noticed that if you go to the Officer Tatum, when they are loading onto the boat, there's a surveillance from the house that is exactly angling where the boat ramp is. Okay, so they need to get a warrant for that. Okay, because that's considered evidence. Okay, and he's omitting that he was operating the boat. Okay, he's omitting it. So was he? Who bought the alcohol? First of all, I don't know the age of Mississippi. That is it 21? Okay. How old is Warren? Does he have a boat license? Obviously, he's admitting that he was under the influence of alcohol. Okay.
Was Nolan on?
Nolan was on Wyatt's 22 Triton. On the way out, I went with my buddy Bart because we had a lot of friends from college.
Okay, let's look at Bart's energy. Okay, so he talks about this man named Bart. So let's look at Bart's energy. Let's collect these back. So we know that his parents was on that boat with him. Okay, that's Warren's energy. That's Warren's mother's energy. This is her occupation energy, right? And this is Warren's father's energy. So whoever in Fort Bayou is related to Warren's mother. They are family. Okay. Okay. So Bart is a false person. So tell me more about Bart. Family member. Family room. So Bart could be family to them or considered family. I want to pull one more card on Bart's energy. Bart is, I feel like he's a grown man. Bart's energy is giving me grown man energy. Okay. His dad was on that boat, so was his mom, you guys. This is crazy. They also need to ask where was the mom and dad. I'm telling you, they were on the boat. So Bart's energy. I don't know why my phone is locking up like this. It never locks up like this.
Launch coming down, and Bart, I called Bart that morning. I was like, hey man, can you take your boat out? And he was like, yeah, well, my dad's decided not to go, and I'll take the boat and I'll take you and your friends up.
So he said his dad did not decide to go. So let's see if his dad went. I'm telling you, his dad went, you guys. Bart can have, yes, the mother, the son was on the boat. So he's lying. One more card. They went on a journey. The mother, okay, Warren's mother. Warren was on the boat, which he acknowledges that. The father's energy kept coming out. I believe Bart could be a police officer or a retired police officer. But Bart is a grown man. We're looking at a grown man here. So, yeah, the family. The whole family was on the boat. He's lying. This is crazy. The whole damn family was on the boat. And this is what they're concerned, this coming out. Bart is a police officer or he's retired officer.
Of course, I mean, he's a buddy of mine. And so Bart pulled up at the dock, and I mean, I rode out there with Bart and a lot of the girls that go to college with my friends and I, and Nolan rode out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. There was like 8 people on the Triton, and then there was 8 or 9 people on the Triton, and then there was...
He's too Pacific. He's saying there was 8 people on this boat, 9 people on this boat, 10 people on this boat. This boy is not going to know how many people are on the boat unless they sign like a boat log. Okay, and obviously they were not signing no boat log. So I'm telling you, Warren's parents was on the boat, on one of those boats. Okay, he's saying the exact amount of people. He's not going to know that. He's too detailed. I'm sorry. I'm not even a police officer, and I'm telling you, he's too detailed. 212 right now. Somebody on that boat, and I said it from day one, is a retired police officer or somebody was of importance out there that day. And it's giving me police officer energy. Or retired police officer, has military background, a grown man's energy. Okay? His parents was on the boat. And he's not going to know the exact people on the boat unless they signed the boat log. And definitely, I'm telling you, there was no boat logs signed. Okay? He's too Pacific. I'm sorry. There's a lot of deception in this interview. Okay? So what stands out to me most is I'm reading the body language as a psychic. Okay? I'm an energy reader. I can read the energy. When the first start the interview, he does this with his throat. That means he's a little bit nervous. He has a little bit of anxiety. He's also on something. Okay? His dad is a doctor. Okay, if you guys don't know that, his dad's a doctor, and when you go to be a doctor, you study biology and anatomy.
The rest of the group, which was probably ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's timeline, which is 24 timeline.
He's too Pacific. So he's saying the number of people on each boat. How is he going to know the number of people on each boat? Okay? He's too Pacific. I would ask him, if I was a detective, how do you know how many people were on each boat? If you were under the influence of alcohol, which you have an omission that you were under the influence of alcohol, how do you know how many people were on each boat? You're not going to know that. There's deception in what he's speaking.
And so you guys get on, and I know a little bit more than the audience do because we went out there a little earlier because I wanted to see exactly what the drive was like, what the dock was like, how far it is out there. Of course. But I want you to tell, the audience, like, what was this trip like? Okay. How was the water?
Now, when he asks that question, Officer Tatum, you see there, he gets a little bit nervous, okay? So he moves his leg, he rolls his eyes, he moves his arm. So at this point, he's agitated, okay? He doesn't want to do this interview, okay? His parents made him do this interview. It's to make him look like he's more approachable, like he's not a bad child, he's a good child, to put an image out there of Warren, okay? And this is quite interesting. Is there remorse in his energy? Yes. I believe that his father is the one that made him. The father is the one that found out that Ashley Cole was cheating, and she told Warren and the other boys and many other people. And Ashley Cole was actually being surveilled.
What were the circumstances that?
Okay, so let me go back. And I want to stop it at, there's another point that I want to stop it at. So 1704.
Like, how was the waters?
And 705. So now he's asking him. So at 1704, you can see the body language where he's getting uncomfortable. He wants this to end. He doesn't want to talk about it. He really don't want to do this interview. Okay. But he is told to do this interview. Okay. So they can actually use this video in court. Okay.
Did you guys do anything in between the time you rode and the time you get to the island? Was there music? Was it like a big party? Like what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously music's blasting. It's 4th of July, man. I mean, you know how, I mean, everybody's really excited. And I mean, we had a lot of people loaded down. So obviously our biggest, you know, we're just trying to make sure everybody, you know, gets out there safe. And so, I mean, on the way out there, it was pretty calm. I think it was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water. Sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out there on 4th of July.
Okay, he's saying it's a great day to be out on the 4th of July. The water was calm. So this theory of this theory that's going around that Nolan drowned in the water is not true. Okay, obviously Nolan knew how to swim, and the water was calm. Okay.
And so I mean, we followed each other out, and I mean, it was calm. It was calm. On the way back, it was a little more rough, but it was not anything all my buddies' boats couldn't handle, or like it wasn't like we were getting really beat up or anything.
Okay, he's saying that it's nothing that not the boats weren't getting beaten up. That the tide, the water was calm. Okay, most boaters that are professional boatermen or fishermen, the day before you go out or the day you go out, you got to know the tide. You got to know the wind. Okay, the wind and the tide is very important. So he's very Pacific. Okay, too Pacific for me. And that is where I'm concerned. And there was actually grown adults on the boat. It's saying that there was grown adults on the boat, that his parents were on the boat. So my question would be is, where was the parents that day on July 4th? Okay, so where were they on the boat? Because obviously there is a lot of people that were on three boats. He's saying 3 different boats. So people have witnessed, okay, that there was parents on the boat, but everybody's saying hush about this. Okay, so there was adults on the boat. And where was Warren's parents? It's showing me that Warren's parents were on the boats. So my question for the sheriff department was, where was Warren's parents, Ashley Cole and the dad, on July 4th? Okay. There should have been interrogations going on. I mean, a person went missing. Okay. The first 48 hours is very crucial. Actually, the first 24 hours is very crucial to a case. Okay, because you have enough time with this case with Nolan to get rid of evidence and cover things up. Okay, too much time.
I mean, it was pretty calm.
And so you guys get out there. I'm assuming that you line the boats up, because I'm envisioning the picture of getting out there, and there's hundreds of boats. There's thousands of people.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just you guys on a deserted island.
Of course not.
A few people. This is thousands of people out there.
Right.
And there's a lot of people doing what? What does it look like when you first pull up?
I pull up, and we pulled up at 10:30. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, early after.
Okay, he's saying he pulled up at 10:30. So he's sticking to that timeline.
Noon. I mean, it wasn't, but 10:30 is still pretty early in the day. And when we got there was already.
Okay, so he's saying 10:30, but I heard on another thing that they were saying they were there at 9:30. So that's another thing. It was there obviously was other people out there. I mean, they're not going to know the Pacific time that they get to the location, okay? Unless they're watching their clock and say, "Oh yeah, we arrived at 10:30," okay? Or they said as a group, "Oh, let's all make it there at a particular time," okay?
3 rows of boats lined up all the way, like I said, until I could see.
Where was his dad? Maybe he found out about his wife and Nolan. Where was Warren's dad and mom was on the boat. They were on one of those 3 boats. And there was a lot of rugging going on. These kids were on a lot of this. There was also an officer. Now, this could be an officer that is actively an officer. And also, I was getting somebody that could also work for the White House. Now, they could be retired. Okay, I'm just saying, for entertainment purposes. All right? But this all happened because of a relationship that Nolan had with a female. Okay? And that is why Nolan's life was taken. Okay? But we're going to stop this at particular times because there's deception at 7.05, 17.04. Okay? So he said in the beginning that they normally go out with their parents because he was out there with his parents. So if Warren's parents saying they were not out the boat and people seen them out there, they need to come forward. Okay? Now, obviously, this place in Ocean City, Mississippi is corrupted. Okay? This is the energy I'm getting. Okay? So you need to call Ben Crump's office because there's so much corruption, so many lies, deception. When I did the reading last night on the medical examiner, Warren was actually there with his dad. That's illegal. You guys, I'm about 99 to 100% accurate on my cases. I'm not new to this. I'm old to this. Okay? I'm telling you, they were there. And another thing is the autopsy. I'm pretty sure they have to record as a pathologist. They have to record them actually, looking at the body and stuff like that. And the throat was removed, I believe, because that is the evidence that he did not die in that water. And also there's evidence of a lot more, okay, of the throat area, okay. So I'm gonna keep going, and then we're gonna go to part two.
Are you talking when you say all you can see? You're speaking about miles.
Yeah.
Of boat. When we went out there earlier, or not earlier today, but when we went out there, the island is massive.
Correct.
I mean, it's just several miles long.
Roughly 10 to 12 miles. I mean, it's.
So you think that the boats were stretching from one end to the next, or just a small area of about a mile or less than a mile of boats?
Well, I mean, I think there was boats all the way around the entire island, but I think some spots were more popular than others. Like the West Tip is usually very, very crowded on the 4th of July, and everybody knows that. So that's where a lot of people park because they want to be around other people. And
okay, my question would be: was Nolan's body found on the West Tip? Because when I did the pendulum, north, east, southwest, his body was on the north, I believe, northwest, where the pendulum stopped at.
Easton's a little more. There's not as many people, but there's still a lot of boats out there. I mean, it's not like no one. I mean, every area of Horde Island is covered 100%.
Wow. So you get out there, y'all jump out. What do? When I say jump out, you obviously not just sitting on the boat. The island is there. Like, what exactly are people doing there? Like, are you spending more time in the water, on the island, in the boat? Like, how is that look out there?
I mean, everybody, as soon as you get there, I mean, there's people on boats, grabbing drinks and, food, whatever else. Like, I mean, everybody is fully prepared for the 4th of July. They bring, all the drinks and food that they need because, I mean, they've been preparing for 4th for a little while now. But when we got there, I helped my buddies tie the boats up because the tie line was right here, the Palm Beach was in the middle, and then the Triton was on the outer side. And there was about a drop off from where the bow was. I mean, if you jumped off the bow, you were probably about neck deep in water. But if you got off the stern, you were probably waist deep in water. I mean, but when we got there, we tied up, got, bow and rear anchor set, and we tied up all the boats, made sure they were good, and everyone just got on the water. Then eventually, next thing you know, it's our group, and then, next thing you know, there's...
Okay, he says our group. Okay, so let's stop that at 13:15. He's very uncomfortable. At 13:50, he says our group, and he goes like this: our group. Okay, so he's feeling uncomfortable about talking about his group. Okay.
50 other people around us, and then it just grew and grew as the day
He
came
said
on.
50 other people. He's drinking, drugging. How's he going to know how many people's around him? Okay, he's not. He's too detailed. I'm telling you. He's too detailed. If you're drugging and drinking, you're not going to be this detailed. And obviously people seen something. So if you have seen something, come forward and call Ben Crump's office. Okay? There is a high reward. You will get paid. Okay? You will get the money. So we stopped it, timestamped at 7:05, 17:04, 13:15.
And, you know, I mean, that's just how it was. Everybody's drinking, you know. I mean, it's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves.
Everybody's drinking, everybody's enjoying themselves, and everybody's drugging.
And, you know, it's a big party, basically. Big party.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. Just like anybody would imagine, 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students, out on the island.
Okay, can somebody look up the legal age to drink, the legal age of consent to drink alcohol in the state of Mississippi? Who bought the alcohol if they were underage? Because they could be charged. Okay? And remember, maritime law is different than, yes, and the drugs. Who brought the drugs? Because drugs came out twice. Okay? So who brought the drugs? Who was the drug dealer? Okay, we need to know all this.
Right. Women, you probably had alcohol. So y'all having a good time.
Yeah, of course.
And so where's Nolan in this? You know, you guys out there, the friend groups are out there.
Where's
3
Nolan
boats
in
full
all
of
this?
people
Let's
that
see.
came out there that seem to be the closest friend group.
Right.
Where's Nolan in this in comparison to where you and others are at?
Well, you know, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies. They, in a group, I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I mean, I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking to people I knew from college. I was talking to, you know, everybody my age, and even people older than us were, you know, over there. Like, I mean, it was just a regular thing. You know, we're all used to this. We've been outside
Okay, he said,
before.
where was Nolan? Nolan was in the water. Nolan was partying. And Nolan was getting a lot of attention.
My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, you know, every weekend. Like, I fish the islands. I don't just, you know, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with the islands.
So now he's mentioning 4 islands here. He mentioned Horn Island, Ship Island, Fort Bayou, and Chip Island. So they're familiar with these islands.
I feel like it was just a big. I talked to Nolan, and you know, Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking. Most of everybody, and I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and you know, Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon. Nolan and my buddy James.
Okay.
Nolan and I mean.
Okay, he's talking about Javon was there. Hold on, let me go back to this. Is at 14:45.
Most of everybody, and I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and you know, Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon. Nolan and my buddy James. Nolan and I mean, I could.
James was out there, and we know Wyatt was out there. Keep talking.
Tell you, I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. So
Yeah. And
Okay.
Nolan said something.
When he said there was hundreds of people that he knew out there, he did that thing again. So I don't know if he's doing that because he's nervous or he's doing that because there's deception. I believe he's doing that because of deception with his throat. Okay, because he got to get the story straight here. Okay. Now there's another interview. I don't know if it's real legit, where somebody was saying that the very opposite, that Nolan Xavier Wells was slurring his words. He was acting, he wasn't coherent, okay? And that would make sense with the rugging, okay? That they gave him something. Now, I said it was something white. Now, this is showing up in pill form, okay? But it could also be mashed up in something else form, okay?
Person, you told me about this. Something he said to you, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship.
Right.
And then he also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him.
Right.
And could you share that?
Right. Yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking, and I grew up with Nolan, and Nolan's just all, like I said, like just so joyful, like always happy. Like every picture I have, my guys are there to give me a hand anytime I need it, and all my guys are all my buddies are the same exact way. No.
Okay, he's talking about all his buddies, all his guys. They have a group chat. They need to get a warrant for the group chat. So let's go to part 2. So what we got in part 1 is deception in his energy. Obviously, he was prepped for this interview. He's talking about all these different islands, how he knows how to navigate a boat and stuff like that. Do I feel like there is some remorse in his energy? Yes, I do. I feel like his father made him and his friends do this. And the reason why I say this occult, is because the mother was having an affair with Nolan, okay? And they were on the boat. Ashley Cole and her husband, Benjamin, I think his name is Benjamin Hudson, they were on the boats. They were on one of those boats. They were out on water, okay? Because of the relationship, the lovers. Okay, number 15 came out a lot. So this means that Nolan and Ashley Cole was having a relationship since he was 15 years old. This is what is showing me as a psychic, as a seer in the energy, okay? Energy don't lie, people lie, my friends, okay? Also, they have a lot of secrets, okay? I believe that Ashley Cole was being followed and watched by a retired police officer or an active police officer that has investigation. He's now probably PI, okay? So we're going to go to... So part 2, we stop it at particular times. Okay, so there's omission. He says we normally go out with our parents. Javon was there. He made sure he said Javon. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you said that. I don't believe Nolan was drinking either. I believe that they gave him something in a cup, okay? If he was drinking, I don't believe he was drinking where he was wasted. I also believe that they also drugged him. Okay, that came out in all my readings that he was drugged. If you go to my very first reading, which I will repost that today, it all came out. But we didn't know who the girl was. The Southern Belle. We didn't know who she was. Now she's identified as Ashley Cole with the energy. Okay. So let's go to the part 2. He's too Pacific, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay. You can watch this on Officer Tatum's channel, and I don't own the copyrights to none of this. And it's interesting how the mom said at the funeral if Nolan had 3 children. Okay. And part 2, what I got from part 2 was he is too... This is why I know he's lying. He was too, even with the energy, I know he's lying. He was too Pacific. If you're out there with your friends, you're drinking, you're having a good time. Yes, 4th of July weekend, Everybody's having fun. Everybody's enjoying themselves, you know. And the one boy said that Nolan was slurring his words. So, yes, I believe Nolan was drugged. You can't convince me that he wasn't. Okay? Because I picked that up on part 1. Okay? And there's a repeating pattern. Now, Horn Island, Ship Island, Fort Bayou, Chip Island. Is there a Chip Island? I don't know. There's so many damn islands, okay? So I feel like all these islands are in the same, like, you can buy boat access. So obviously you got to get there by boat access. Is there people that live on these islands? Okay? Fort Bayou, when he mentioned he went to Fort Bayou and he said somebody's grandfather, is somebody in the family, okay, connected to their family, okay? That's what I was getting, okay? So yesterday you guys were saying my video was distorted. I didn't distort my video, okay? So let me go to the video. The part 2, you guys can watch the part 2. The part 2, he's also, when in the part 2, he's too specific about, he's saying the water was like 30. I mean, this is a kid, okay? This is something adult, experienced adult boater will speak like, not a child, okay? So somebody coerced him to say this, okay? So let's see who coerced him to say this, okay? We're probably going to get either a mature man or we're going to get... Because the main man is Warren's energy. So we're going to get mature man. That would be the father or wealthy man. And this was all because of the mom was pregnant with child to Nolan Wells. This is crazy. Okay. Unexpected income. So we know there's money involved in this. All money's all over this. Family. Told you. His family made him do it. Who in his family made him do it? He got money from this too. Warren got money from this too. Hey Tracy, this shit is crazy. There you go. The marriage. This is Warren. The main man is main man. He's a boy. Shit's crazy. His family. They got a message of concern. The father told the boys about the relationship that Ashley Cole was having with Warren, and even told people in the damn community. God damn. How dare this black man take my lover? Ashley Cole. And Ashley Cole is a goddamn pedophile, because if she was messing with Nolan at 15, he's underage and he was being groomed. So she would be registered as a sexual predator. And Warren had expectations on him. So he had to follow whatever his dad was saying. Mature man is going to come out of my deck for sure. So they got a message. Okay, oh shit, she's cheating on me. Oh, baby. And we have to bury him. The wealthy man is Warren's father. He had no choice. They're false. So Warren had no choice, and the friends followed along, and their asses are going to jail. This is some crazy shit. Because his wife was out there hoeing around. And you got these children involved. Yes, Nolan knew she was pregnant. She told Nolan. I think she was pregnant 3 times. Because it came out in the energy yesterday. And that made, and the mother was sending a indirect message to Ashley Cole. You know, at the funeral, she said, if I've never heard a mother say this at a funeral. She said Nolan wants to have 3 girls, and she started naming the girls. She named Charlotte. She named Olive and Sophia. She's sending a message to Ashley Cole and Ashley Cole's husband. I know what you did to my son. Okay, not just that, it's more to it. Okay. Yes, I believe she was pregnant 3 times. The child card came out 3 times yesterday. He did not want to do this, but he had no choice. The dad could not get this out of his head. How dare Nolan come to my house, sit at my table, spend the night, and sleep with my motherfucking wife? How dare him? And on top of that, he is black. Who the fuck do he think he is? When do you hear a mother say at the funeral, okay, a mother might say at a funeral or a celebration of life, right? My son, he wanted to have kids, he wanted to do this, he wanted to do that. But she's naming 3 children. He wanted 3 girls, and she's saying names. I believe the mother knows. And that was a direct message to Ashley Cole and Benjamin Hudson. And why do they have different last names? Because does anybody know that? I'm telling you guys. So if anybody was there that day and you come forward, you will get paid. I think they need to go up on the money, because somebody's about to squeal. Somebody's about to talk. And Javon was there. He's saying Javon was there. So Javon, whatever you know and your mother knows, you need to come forward, because I believe they're going to pin this on you. And the other boy. The other boy that was there, that the mother said that, oh, I don't know him from nowhere. 244. I don't know him from a can of paint. I don't know him. I never seen him. I never heard of him. And the dad had anger management because his wife was cheating, and he confronted Ashley, the Jezebel. And he had proof when he confronted her. And man, was this man furious. How dare you sleep with this boy? How dare you bring him to my house? How dare you get pregnant? Somebody says, is James a black person? How dare you? Yeah, the dad is the one. And see, the dad, I believe that Warren is getting his ass whooped in that house, okay? The dad is a narcissistic. He should be arrested. He should lose his license. His name is Benjamin. I have a picture of him. I was just reading his energy. Let me go to his picture. So I'm going to read his dual energy reading, and this probably won't get out till tomorrow. I don't know why my videos are not getting out right away. It's kind of weird because other people's videos are getting out, but mine are taking forever to get out. I don't understand that. And muffling my sound. I mean, so I'm looking at this energy. Ashley has cheated on her husband before for entertainment purposes. Warren looks up to his dad. Okay, Warren worships the ground his father walks on. Warren is not Ashley's biological son. Okay. I think his name is Benjamin. Is he the doctor? Ashley's husband. Okay. I think it's Benjamin Hudson. He looks like a very narcissistic man, very controlling, very abusive, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I believe that Ashley, was like, you know, I'm tired of being in this relationship. He's abusive. He doesn't love me. He doesn't care about me. I mean, I believe he was also having affairs on Ashley. Ashley preyed on Nolan because he was underage. He was 15 when they started the relationship. And I believe the mom was sending, and he was all in his goddamn feelings. Okay, the father. And a situation is about to explode. Things are about to pop off in flames. Okay. So before they went out on that boat that day, they knew exactly what was going to take place. Somebody on that boat could be a police officer. Somebody could be a retired police officer. And I did get the house. So let's see if we get the house energy again. A lot of drugging. Do I feel like he knows the tea? Do I feel like it's a lot of drugs, you guys? Okay, who's the drug dealer? They need to go to jail too. This is a cover up. I don't know how many times I gotta say this. The water is here. Water is about emotions. Water is about fertility. I believe she was pregnant 3 times. That's why she named 3 girl names. Because, okay, so say you're at a celebration of life. I would say, okay, my son wanted to have 3 girls. He wanted to have, 3 children. But I wouldn't start naming names. Sophia, Charlotte, and what was the other name? Sophia, Charlotte, and Olive or something like that. Okay, it's a message, indirectly message. Like, I know. Okay, I know about the relationship. I know about you being pregnant. I know. Okay, I know. So Javon, they're going to put this on you, Javon. That's what I'm hearing in spirit. I just heard that in spirit. They're going to try to put this on you. The jail card comes out. They're going to blame this on Javon. Or that other black boy that was there. So Javon, whatever you know, do not go to the sheriff's office. Reach out to Benjamin Crump and save your life. Because there's something I'm being told here in spirit, Javon. Let's see if it comes out. If the imprisonment card comes out. Yeah, they're going to try to bury you. Let's see what's crossing. We got the poverty card. They see Javon in poverty too. This is not funny. They are going to, the police officer or police officer could be trying to set Javon up or something about Javon. Let's see if we get the imprisonment card. Javon is in despair, and he's very concerned. Javon. They are going to try to pin this and redirect this energy. That's why he mentioned Javon's name. Oh, these people are evil. Javon is in despair. Oh, Javon's mother is watching my channel. Or Javon. You better go to Ben Crump's office. Call them. And if I were you, I would speak first. Is James a black guy? Yes, I'm feeling like James is a black guy. We're going to see if the black person comes out. I think James is giving me like drug dealer energy. I think that's the one. Which is the boy that they said, the mom said she don't know. He's giving me like he's a drug dealer. So the other guy that was in the picture with Javon is one of the dealers that they buy the drugs from for entertainment purposes. Fuck. Does anybody know his name? Because he might be going down. Because trust me, Warren and all his little buddies, rich buddies, they're not going to take the rap for this shit. Neither is this goddamn doctor. They're not going to. His name is Trayson. Okay, let me go to the picture of Drayvon and Trayson. Yep, I told you. They are going to pin this on, oh my gosh. Let's go to Javon and Trayson. They're going to try to pin this on them. That is the secret. What the fuck? This is getting crazier and crazier. Tyler Perry's going to have a field day on this shit. He's going to make a movie on this shit. What? Mark my words. So, let's go to Javon's picture. And Trayson. Right here. So far, only Nolan's black friends have spoken out, but they have assured that this has nothing to do with race. Here's Javon and Tristan. Tristan sells drugs. And they're going to pin this on Tristan and Javon. Mark my words. Come through. That is the secret. And this is Nolan's energy. So they're going to pin this Nolan's death on these two boys. Trayson Shepard and Javon Williams. Somebody says, hey babes, I heard a guy that has warned the boys to speak now or he will tell on them. Yes, so let's get the energy read of that man, okay? That is saying you better speak, because what this is giving me is they're going to pin this on Javon Williams and Tristan Shepard, the two black men. And they're going to say that Tristan sells drugs, which he does. Okay, he's a drug dealer. But he's not the only drug dealer. Okay, so let's see. Somebody's going to speak. And somebody might take their life in this whole situation. And this is for entertainment purposes. Yes, somebody's going to come forward. Somebody that lives in that town is going to come forward. Who's going to come forward? I'm calling on my ancestors, my spirit guides. Somebody that was there on Horn Island or at the party will come forward. Who is going to come forward? They're also going to come forward with some kind of video evidence. And Nolan was a gift. See, Nolan is bringing awareness to other things that is happening in this Crystal Springs, Mississippi, because there's some shit going down. We got Tunnel, we got FBI, CIA that came out on the lady that's doing the autopsy. There is some shit, and she's connected to a jail, so I don't know if she ever worked for the jail, just saying. But yeah, somebody's going to come forward about this being a cover-up. And it's somebody that was actually there. Yep. They know everything. They are going to squeal like a motherfucking canary. You know why? Because they want the money. And they want the truth out. Okay? Let's see if the money card comes out. Damn, money will get people talk out here. They know what happened. Missing and revenge. They know that this was for revenge. They knew something was burnt. Their intuition, okay, the knowing, and the justice. And they know how he died. Woo, baby. And they know it's all lies. So somebody's coming forward. I'm just saying, I wouldn't give your name if you do come forward, because your life will be in danger. And that's a fact. In great danger. And I'm telling you, they're going to try to pin this on, oh my gosh, I told you they're going to try to pin this on Javon and that other boy. This person is in the community and they know everything that happened. I'm talking about everything. And they want the money. Increase the money, Ben Crump. Because somebody's ready to talk. So if you have money, if you're a celebrity and you want to help out in this case, donate to the cause. Because somebody wants to talk, but whoever talks for the money, their life is in danger. Yeah, money. They need to raise the money amount. Okay. Let's see if we get the danger card, because they're definitely in danger. Yeah, money talks and bullshit walks, right? Shit, they need to pay me for solving the damn case. For real. Alright, will they be in danger? I think Javon is in great danger. Javon's in danger. I don't know why I'm hearing that in my spirit. He's in danger. He's too trusting. Yeah, this card is, I'm looking for if the danger card comes out and these are covenants. Yeah. Whoever comes forward, I mean, they got to make sure that they don't know they're coming forward. Okay? I'm telling you, because they are going to be in danger. And that is a fact. And the reason why, oh yes, baby. Yes, I'm telling you. Somebody's going to come forward. Yep, with the truth. Increase the money. But I feel like somebody will come forward. Javon, you're in a lot of danger. There's communication about you right now. You're in a lot of danger, my friend. And there's a false mail. I don't know why I'm being told to tell Javon this. But this is what I'm getting. I feel like Javon's in danger. And they're having meetings. These motherfuckers about the boat. And the poison. And the emperor, this is the dad. He's the emperor. Yo, this is, when I tell you this case is a crazy ass case, Javon is in danger. If Javon's mother is watching my channel, or Javon is watching my channel, you're in danger. They're going to try to blame this on you. And you are in danger. I keep hearing danger, danger, danger. That's why he mentioned certain people. You notice Warren only mentioned certain people's name. He didn't mention everybody's name. And the dad is the one. He's the emperor. He's running the show, but so is the judge. They're having meetings. They could be having meetings on the damn boat. Just saying. No, Nolan was definitely having an affair and definitely was pregnant. If you go to my part 1, I didn't know who the girl was. I seen somebody with brown hair and brown eyes, and the judge Ashley Cole really has brown hair and brown eyes. Go to my part 1. My part 1 was on point. It's just we didn't know who the Jezebel or the Southern Belle was. Another psychic said Nolan was having an affair with the judge, and I thought she was crazy. No, she's not crazy. Okay, she's picking up the same energy that I'm picking up. Yes, and somebody is pregnant. That's why the mother, you guys, the mother says that if Nolan had children, and she started naming children, she said he would have girls, and he started naming the girls' names. I believe she was pregnant 3 times. 3 times. And it kept showing up as somebody's daughter. And some father or man was upset. Go to my part 1. And we couldn't piece the pieces together, okay? It's a story, right? You're reading the energy, right? And certain things come out at a certain time, okay? Because of this relationship, and a marriage would have been destroyed. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna murder somebody because you're having relationships with my wife. I mean, you're going to go down. Okay, you're going to go down. The doctor is going to go down. He had his wife followed. He had evidence when he confronted her. You're so welcome. This is crazy. And this is a married couple that was married. And she was having relationships with Nolan, and she had a child. Look at this shit. And this family was seen in high honor in their community. The judge, the doctor. There she goes. There's expectations on her. She knows the rules, right? In her home. The lovers. This was because of a relationship. This is crazy. And there she goes, the judge. I don't know how simpler I can make this. Okay. The privileged lady, the Southern Belle. And you notice in this card, it looks like people are watching her. Okay. Let me get one more deck and then we're going to end this. This is crazy. This is some scandalous shit. And I just heard that Javon's life's in danger. Javon's life's in danger. This was abuse and neglect, and because of the dating, he had to go. Nolan was a threat to the husband, a threat to their marriage. And he confronted the wife. And this is interesting, the strangulation. I remember when I was walking up the steps, I felt dizzy and lightheaded. Yeah, I feel like she might take her life for entertainment purposes. She's in that mode. You guys, welcome. So, see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. This is a code they live by, okay? And the husband was very jealous. And it's crazy because they both were cheating on each other. But how dare you go cheat with a young black Asian kid that is younger? So, yes, we got to put the blame on Warren and his friends because they were involved, but we need to really focus the blame on the father, which would be Benjamin Hudson, the doctor. Because he's the one that found out first. He's the one that was having his wife in Nolan's surveillance. Okay. Did the dad tell Nolan that he was aware that he was sleeping with? No, I don't feel like he did. I feel like he told Warren and Warren's friends, and he told other people in the community, but he did not tell Nolan. I don't think he told Nolan until Nolan was trapped. Two children are coming out. This is Nolan's energy. I believe he told Nolan, water again. And Nolan does have regret because of this affair. This is some crazy shit right here. Yeah, they were being surveillance. Nolan and Ashley Cole was being surveillance. This shit is crazy. And I see 2 or 3 children. That's why the mom mentioned 3 girls. She knew. The mom knew. This is, I'm telling you, this is some southern, how can I say this? Some southern scandalous shit. It's giving me some did Nolan tell his mom he got her pregnant? Let's ask. I believe he did. Yes. He did. He had to release this and tell her. Yes, he did. It says new beginnings, possibility, innocence, spontaneous, trust in life, blind faith, adventurous, opportunist, and pleasure, and optimistical. He was optimistical, right? Just going on his jolly life, not thinking of the consequences and the people that he was dealing with, and errors about communication. So yes, he definitely told his mother. And see in the air, the Fool card, he's walking, right? Not even thinking like of the consequences of his actions, because he was I'm looking at Ashley's picture, and I said brown hair and brown eyes. My gosh, her hair color is really brown. She dyes it blonde. And remember in part 1 I said it was because of a girl that Nolan was his life was taken. He was killed because of a girl. I mean, you can't even make this shit up. This is like some, I see Tyler Perry making a movie on this. Like seriously. Beginnings, freedom, innocent, original, adventurous, idealism, and spontaneous. The Fool depicts a young youth walking joyfully into the world, and he's taking his first steps as he is joyful and excited and carries nothing with him except for a small sack, caring nothing for the possible dangers that lie in his path. Indeed, he is soon to encounter the first of the possible dangers, for it takes just a step more. He is trotting over the cliff that he is reaching, but this does not seem to concern him. We are unsure whether he's just naive or simply unaware. Okay? With the dog at his heels, barking at him, warning him. The dog is barking, it's warning him. So his mother was warning him. God damn. And if he doesn't become more aware of his surroundings soon, he may never see or the adventures that he dreams of encountering. He did not know the danger he was in. And this card says, yes, it's about communication. So he told his mother. Clarify the Fool card. Clarify the Fool card. Regret. So we got the Five of Cups. This video might not come out till tomorrow. So we got the Five of Cups coming after the Fool. And the Five of Cups is about loss, grief, disappointment, sadness, mourning, a disconnect, or feeling let down. So he felt like these people let him down. He felt like his friends let him down. He felt like Ashley Cole let him down. This is some crazy shit right here. Okay, so with the Five of Cups, right? You see there's 2 cups behind him and there's 3 cups knocked down. I believe these 3 cups are like these children and also the water and like, oh my God, this is Scorpio and this is water energy. So this card is a very emotional card. It depicts the figure is wearing a black cloak. The person hides his face in what seems to be despair. And I feel like shame because when he's messing with Ashley, she's a married woman, and not just that, she's getting pregnant with his child, right? This person hides his face in what seems to be despair. There are 5 cups on the ground, 3 of which has fallen while the other 2 remain standing. This person, however, seems to notice that there are 2 standing cups as 2, but mourning over these which are falling. So he's mourning. I believe the mourning is these 3 children. Fuck. And the shameness that comes with this, right? The person, however, seems to know that there's 2 other cups standing, okay, by busy mourning over those which are fallen. There's a powerful river which flows between him and a house or a castle in the distance, indicating that a torment or emotions have separated from him from his home. This is sad. Okay, one more card. Let's get one on the mother. The mother knew. His own parents were sucking the life from him. Oh, shit. What a mess. She took advantage of him. Yeah, she took advantage of his vulnerability. The mother knew, you guys. And he felt like if he would come forward, like this took a while for him to talk to his mom about this. Like literally, because we have the Judgment card following behind it, because he didn't want his mom to judge him. But he told her. Yes, he told her. The Judgment card depicts one would image the last judgment would be. In the various forms that take place in many mythologies, the image of the Judgment card shows women and men and children who are risen from the grave to respond to Gabriel's trumpet's call. The outstretched arms symbolizes they are ready to judge by the universe. They are about to meet their creator. Their actions weighed and find out where they will spend the remainder of eternity, in heaven or hell. The massive tidal waves in the background significates the judgment is unavoidable and that their judgment will be final. Okay, so I believe like he wanted to stop messing with this woman, literally. But I believe he did tell his mother. He definitely told his mother at some point. But there's judgment that's going to be called on this whole situation and this whole case. Somebody says, damn, my son will get a whooping. I mean, for me, I would go after... Yeah, it's because of the lovers. Ashley and Nolan were lovers. The mom knew. Did she warn Nolan? Did she warn Nolan? Because when the trumpet is like the spiritual realm, okay, so I'm getting two different energies here. Nurturing with the Queen of Pentacles, nurturing, providing financial or a working parent. And then I'm getting this in the reverse, the King of Cups. So cold, bad advice, emotional, manipulative, moodiness, self-compassion, and inner feelings. These are all yes cards. The mother knew. That's why at the celebration she said about the children. Because she wanted to let Ashley Cole know, yes, I know that you were pregnant with my child's baby. This is crazy shit right here. This is crazy. Okay. I think the mom too, I think she was too focused on her career and her life. It seems like she wasn't really like, yeah, she loved her son, you know, but she was too focused on what she was doing. Okay. Which would be her occupation, also would be about her channel. So she was too focused on self. And my thing is like, if this was me as a mother, I would be calling the police, and I also would be confronting Ashley Cole. Okay. About this, but I feel like Nolan had some shame and regret because he was groomed. See, people don't talk about boys being groomed, but boys are being groomed all the time. Somebody says, well, I was raised in Jamaica, so we whooping ass. Yeah, Jamaican mom would go over there and whoop some ass on some real shit and bring the whole goddamn family. So he did tell his mother. His mother knew. That's why she mentioned the 3 children, and she named them by motherfucking names. It's crazy. She should have said, normally you say at a funeral, well, my son, he would want to have 3. He mentioned 3 children that he would want to have. But she was dropping names and shit, like, okay. It's crazy. And they said that they went to school together. Okay, and I believe that Ashley Cole, let me pull that picture back up of Ashley Cole and her husband and them. I believe that she tried to be like the Dandel in distress, the Jezebel in distress. No, the mother didn't do nothing about it. She was more focused on her, you know, her life and stuff like that. But she knows. Because I'm hearing that song. She knows. Yes, she knows. She knows. She knows. Shit, I thought it was a younger girl. And the dad was upset, but it's a marriage, an actual person in a relationship that the relationship would have been destroyed. And they both were having affairs, but the whole community, they were seen in high honor. And this Jezebel was out here just sleeping around with these young boys. I'm telling you, there's more men or boys that she was sleeping around with. And the husband had proof when he confronted Ashley Cole. Could you imagine you and your husband, right? You're out there cheating, and your husband is confronting your ass before your ass gets on the boat, right? And saying, and you're being followed and you're being watched, and somebody hired a private PI to follow your ass. It's fucking crazy. And revealing the secrets and spilling the beans. Like, bitch, you're cheating on me, and I caught you, and she was fed up over it, not having it. Okay, so she was fed up, spilling the beans, the husband revealing secrets, cat out the bag, untrustworthy. Okay, so she's in her energy, she's fed up over it, not having it, frustrated. She don't want to hear the shit. Could you imagine? And the doctor came with receipts. Kate was just a distraction. Kate was a goddamn distraction. Oh gosh. I don't know if Ashley said, okay, one day Nolan, me and you will be, together, married, feeding him this bullshit. My boo. Scared, heavy emotions, and mental stress. This is crazy. She was head over heels, falling in love, intense emotions. She had intense emotions about Nolan. It's like obsession, kind of. Reading their text messages. Look at this shit. This was what was on the phone. The communication between Ashley Cole and Nolan Xavier Rouse. Love on the brain, talking often, filling in their feelings. This was what was on the goddamn phone. There could have even been pictures of them together. I mean, obviously the PI, the cop, had pictures of them. This is crazy. So this is what I got. Thank you guys so much. I broke down the videos. And her energy right now is she's a key player. Important person playing a essential role and irreplaceable. She's a key player in all this. It's her, Ashley Cole. And she knew that something was going to happen. But I don't believe she fully knew. Maybe she thought they were just going to beat Nolan. I don't know. But she didn't know they were going to take Nolan's life. I don't believe that, okay? I believe, like, she knew. This is for entertainment purposes, okay? But warning side, take heed, risk. She could have warned Nolan and said, Nolan, they found out, do not come on the boat. She didn't do none of that. She just left him out there to dry and be hung up. I don't know why I keep saying hung up. and taken out. She knew her husband had anger management. He was in his fucking feelings. And she knew the situation was about to explode. Things were about to pop off and get real. She already knew the tea. So she should have warned his ass. Nolan, don't get on the boat. They know. They found out. She didn't even do that. She's a coward. She's a Jezebel. Recording, announcing, expression, and revealing the truth. That was the dad. And why would a grown-ass man go and tell his son and the other boys? Yes, I believe that. Yes, I believe that this evidence will be presented. This will come out. The truth will come out. It may take it. I seen. I got like a year, a week, a month. It's gonna start like unraveling little by little, but there's somebody that's gonna come forward. And I'm gonna tell that person, whoever comes forward, you do not let, you know. I mean, obviously you're gonna need the money and stuff, but don't trust anybody in that community. The reason why I say this is because the game was over. She should have warned Nolan. She didn't. There are many Jezebel stories like hers. 3 things can't stay hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Exactly. It cannot stay hidden. And when I tell you the dad was enraged, he was enraged. And Warren knows he effed up. I believe there was somebody on that boat that was a police officer, retired, or something. And I also believe that there was an actual PI. A PI that was a retired cop that had pictures, had evidence, and everything. She tried to keep this a secret, but the husband was like, something's not right. Okay, something's not right. And they're burning evidence. Yeah, she was expecting a new beginning. I don't know. She told Nolan, you know, we're going to have this child. This shit is crazy. And getting a room, hotel, suite, or business or pleasure. So it looks like she was pregnant and she was pregnant again. I believe she was pregnant with 3 children. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Expecting a new beginning. There's a baby here. And then there's a baby in the stomach. I mean, this woman was delusional. Marie, you should have warned him. Yeah, there's many Jezebels. So, what do you mean, Sandra, that Marie should have warned him? Marie knows nothing about this case. Oh, she should have warned him. Yes, the mother should have warned. Ashley Cole should have warned Nolan, but she didn't. She didn't. She's a fucking coward. Man, this is crazy. She went to fulfill fantasy. Energy don't lie, people. People lie. She wanted to fulfill fantasy with Nolan. Look at this shit. And she was a married fucking woman. To a crazy ass lunatic sociopath. Same energy. He could have been 15 when they started messing around. 15, that means what? 15, he would have been still in high school. And Nolan was a gift. There was expectations on her as a wife, as a mother, from her husband. And now they're concerned. The babies, I believe she had abortions. And on the family. Because don't she have 6 living children? Well, Nolan's not her child, so she would have 5 living children. But she would have had more if she would have had these children. Somebody said... Yeah, the receipts are coming. Now, it's something weird going on. When I read the energy... Yeah, faults or lies on adults. Yes, when I raised... Okay. Yes, it's very disgusting. Boys get groomed just like females get groomed. Double fake parents. Yeah, I would have confronted the mom, but I would have called the police first, filed a police report, and then I would have confronted her ass. And I would have made sure her husband was there and everybody was there when I confronted her. How dare you prey on my son? You sick bitch. Okay? Yes, his parents did fail him. She took advantage of Nolan. Yes, she did. I don't think Nolan was happy at home. I don't think he was either. It seemed like with his mother, yes, but with the stepdad, no. Yeah, she was too engrossed in her own life. Okay? And her own shit, yeah. Yes, Tyler Perry will be doing a movie on this. I'm telling you. He will be doing a movie on this. He will be doing a movie, and he will pay the parents very good money to do a documentary and a movie on Nolan Wells' story. Okay, don't think he just paid for the funeral for nothing. Okay, no, Nolan's mother's not normal. So that's what I was saying. She's either on some kind of medication or she's under some kind of spell. And it's like when she snaps out of this shit, okay, and also she wanted to fit in, okay. She might come back with I don't know, because the energy that I'm getting from them is like they knew, okay, they knew something, okay, for entertainment purposes. Nolan did tell his mom, but it took him some time. Yes, I believe that when they after they did confront Nolan. They did, and told that Nolan that they knew. Okay, and that's when he was already drunk prior. So that's when everything just went sour. Okay. I believe the dad did confront him. Oh, you slept with my wife? You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you're gonna pay. The good old boy. Okay. Somebody asked me a question about children. Yeah, Javon's in danger. Yeah, that warning, is that warning, yeah, I believe that warning is a true warning. That's why Warren came on that show. They had Warren do that. The parents made Warren do it. See, they think they're smart, but they're not smart. Did the parents have Warren do that interview? Which I already know is going to be yes. Yes. The Nine of Pentacles. Jen, speak on the trafficking again. Did Nolan find this out? I feel like Nolan found out about some sacrificial shit and ritualistic stuff. And I think he found out, let's see, because I think he found out about, are you talking about the human trafficking that I was picking up yesterday? I was like, what the fuck is going on? Let's see if it comes out today. I'm like, human trafficking. And I think it said on children in South America. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Nolan had a lot of compassion. So there was something like they wanted to, I feel like initiation or like to do something, and he did not want to do it too. Let's see if we get the trafficking card out. Some kind of ritualistic shit too, I feel. No, he did not want to participate. He was an honest person. I got something with trafficking, human trafficking. Let's see if it comes out today. The island. So one of these islands, okay. Okay, one of the islands. Nolan had compassion. He was honest. He didn't want to participate in something. Like, I seen somebody, like, tied up. It was giving me Bohemian Grove energy, okay? Just for entertainment purposes. There we go. You guys, there's more to this story. I feel like Nolan's case, I'm sorry to say this, but for his crossing, his ascension, I feel like he had to bring awareness to something. South America. What's crossing the South America? What the hell? Why would there be people from South America and Mississippi? What the fuck is going on here? On the beach. Okay, what is this? Nolan, my ancestors, show me what I need to see. Secrets. Yes, sis, I agree. He didn't want to do initiation. I feel like there was initiation. I seen that somebody really tied up, like a girl. Okay, and I seen the pentagram. No, the Messi, Lionel Messi, Yamo is Lionel Messi's son. Somebody's trying to blackmail Lionel Messi. That is his son. His mother had a relationship with Lionel Messi. So they're trying to blackmail Messi. And yes, the reading was that was his son. Yes, and I believe that Nolan was going to reveal this when he got back to land. The shit that they're into, because he was a starseed. He wasn't down with this shit. Witches and Covenant. Something with South America. This is what's throwing me off. South America. I'm going to see the children card comes out. Something with these islands in South America. And something with a covenant of witches. I mean, this shit is crazy. And something with a body. And feds and CIA keep coming out of my readings. This is crazy. Yes, same cards as before. Same cards as before, you guys. So do I believe like they wanted him to do initiation? Yes. And he refused the initiation. I actually seen somebody, like a girl, a young girl in the pentagram, okay? The very first day that I did the reading. So I'm gonna say this. This is more deeper. There we go. There's some shit going on. The truth is on repeat. Okay, indigenous South America, some ritualistic shit going on. I don't know why these people keep coming out though. This is where I'm thrown off. And he was an honest person. Why they're coming out in this energy. Okay, with these islands. I don't understand that. Are they like investigating something? Is there going to be like a raid, or they know about this? That's either the two answers for this. That's why I said this is the truth, and it's more than Nolan Xavier Wells. And I believe that Nolan's ascension and his death was because of more things, more truths that needed to be revealed. And I feel like the only way you can get to these islands is by boat and by air. And they're traveling by boat. This is what they're telling me. There it goes. I cannot make this shit up. And I seen a girl. I got chills right now. Yes, danger. Shit. I don't know if I'm going to keep going. Because I am picking up too much. There she goes. I'm telling you guys. Somebody says, are they watching you for info? They're definitely watching Jen and other readers because they get the truth. Yes. They use psychics. And I can also remote view. There's something about this water and these islands, and something about indigenous or South American children, and that is the truth. There's some crazy shit going on with some occultists. I don't know if like they're like going to do a raid or something. Indigenous, we got indigenous, and we got South American, and we got children. And I seen the girl in my goddamn vision. It looked like a ritual was being performed on her. And Nolan didn't want to participate in this, you guys. I'm telling you. I am telling you. He was a witness to it, but did not want to participate. I'm telling you, this is more than Nolan Xavier Wells, and I picked it up on my first reading. Somebody's husband is involved in this shit. Yes, I hope they catch these motherfuckers, because this is crazy shit, some deep ass shit. When I did the reading on the coroner, I kept hearing, I hear abuse and neglect here, and justice for these children. Why am I hearing this on Nolan Wells' case? What the fuck is going on? Now, we know human trafficking is going on, but what does it have to do with Nolan Xavier Wells' case? Because this is what's being presented to me in the energy when I was reading on Warren energy in the interviews. And I read it on day one. But they're telling me more, okay? So, and this is the truth. So, something with children is, and I seen a girl, I'm telling you guys, I seen a girl. I can remote view. And that she was in danger. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Because this is some deep shit, you guys. South America, indigenous, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, this Nolan Wells case is, how can I say it? It's going to open like Pandora's box of a whole bunch of secrets. And this is secrets that will take people their whole livelihoods, their children's livelihoods. And he was not down with this initiation. It's giving me initiation. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. And this is Jennifer Felix readings. This is all for entertainment purposes, but hey, the ancestors see everything that's going on, and I'm just bringing it to the forefront. I'm just a messenger. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much. Hit the like button, share this video, and I must say this is for entertainment purposes. This is some deep shit. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day. Okay, you guys. All right. Bye. Justice for Nolan and all these other victims. Okay? Thank you guys. Bye.